People like you don't stay here, so take your fake card and leave before I call the police." The words hit the Harbor Line Grand Lobby in downtown Seattle like a slap. Grant Mercer didn't whisper it. He didn't soften it. He said it loud enough for the marble walls to remember. Danielle Brooks stood at the counter with a worn leather messenger bag on her shoulder and a black metal card in her hand. For half a second, the chandelier light caught the card's edge and made it look expensive. Then Grant snatched it from her fingers and dropped it onto the floor. His shoe came down, pressed, twisted, grinding the card into the marble like he could erase her with it. "This is embarrassing," he said, voice rising. "For you." Danielle didn't react. Canvas sneakers, faded jeans, plain white shirt, an outfit built for travel, not attention. Behind the desk, the front clerk stared at the shoe on the floor and forced a nervous laugh. "Do you want me to get something to clean that up?" she asked. Grant smirked. "Yeah. Who knows where she's been?" The digital clock above the desk read 11:47 p.m., late enough that the lobby felt quieter than usual. Not quiet enough to hide what was happening. A couple near the elevators slowed and looked over. A man in a tailored suit recalled his phone to his ear, then stopped talking. No one intervened. Danielle bent down slowly, picked up the card, and slid it back into her messenger bag without a word. Then she placed her phone on the counter. The confirmation email filled the screen. Harbor Line Grand Hotel. Penthouse Suite 517. Guest Danielle Brooks. Paid in full. "I'm checking in," she said calmly. Grant didn't bother to read the details. Anyone can fake an email. The clerk started typing fast, eyes flicking between the monitor and Danielle's face like she was trying to decide what truth looked like. "There is a reservation under that name, but," she said. Her voice trailed off. Danielle waited. Grant leaned forward, both hands on the counter like a judge ready to deliver a verdict. "This is a five-star hotel," he said. "We host executives, celebrities, people who belong here." His eyes dragged over her clothes. "You don't belong." Danielle glanced at her phone. 11:52 p.m., 8 minutes until a conference call she couldn't miss. "Please verify the reservation number," she said. Grant smiled like he was enjoying the moment. "Oh, I've got time." He turned slightly so more of the lobby could see him. "That bag tells me everything," he said, pointing at her messenger bag. "It's a bag," Danielle replied. "It's not penthouse luggage." Behind the desk, the clerk chuckled again, smaller this time, like she was borrowing his cruelty to feel safe. Danielle looked at her name tag. Tessa. Tessa's smile slipped. "I'm checking again," she said, typing faster. Grant slapped a laminated sign onto the counter. "Government ID required." "Show me real identification." Danielle slid her driver's license forward. Grant didn't touch it. He looked past her toward the back office. "Lena," he called. A door opened. Assistant Manager Lena Price stepped out holding a clipboard, eyes already sharp. She scanned Danielle from shoes to shoulders. Judgment landed fast. "What's the issue?" Lena asked. "She's trying to scam the penthouse," Grant said. Danielle's voice stayed level. "My reservation is paid. I'm checking in." Lena took Danielle's phone and scrolled slowly, performing suspicion like it was policy. "This is detailed," Lena said. "Whoever made this knew what they were doing." She held the phone up so nearby guests could see. "But it's fake," she said, lowering it again. "It has to be." Danielle didn't argue, she just waited. Lena looked at her and delivered the real reason without even needing to say it fully. "And we know why." Grant finished it with a smirk. "Just look at her." Near the seating area, a young woman in a blazer had already raised her phone. A red live icon glowed on the screen. Her name was Alyssa Nguyen. She didn't narrate much. She didn't need to. She simply whispered, "This is discrimination," and the viewers started climbing. Grant still didn't notice. He was too busy performing power. "You know what those shoes say?" he said, pointing at Danielle's sneakers. "They say you're used to being told no." Danielle kept her voice steady. "You're talking a lot," she said. "I'm still checking in." The lobby felt tighter now. More phones were up. More eyes were locked in. Danielle checked the clock again. 11:54 p.m. her phone buzzed. "Call in 6. Ready?" "I need my room key," she said. Grant's smile sharpened. "You're not getting a key." He pulled out his phone. "I'm calling security." Security arrived quickly, not because Grant was important, but because the hotel had learned who to treat as a threat. Raymond Cole stepped into the lobby with a measured stride, broad shoulders under a navy blazer. He didn't speak immediately. He took in the scene first. Grant leaning forward like an enforcer. Lena holding her clipboard like a weapon. Tessa staring at the monitor like she wanted to disappear. Phones raised. Danielle standing still, bag strap looped in her hand like a lifeline. "What's going on?" Raymond asked. Grant answered instantly, loud and rehearsed. "Fraud. Fake reservation. Fake card." Lena nodded. "We may need police." Danielle spoke calmly. "My reservation is real." Grant snapped louder now, aware of the cameras. "She's been refusing to leave." Raymond's gaze flicked toward the seating area. He saw the red live icon. "This is being recorded," he said. Grant scoffed. "Let them record." Danielle stepped forward half a pace, not aggressive, certain. "Before you touch me," she said, "check your employee handbook, the discrimination policy, the termination section." Grant laughed. "She's trying to confuse you." Raymond didn't move. He pulled out his phone and searched. The lobby quieted in a different way. Raymond's eyes moved as he read. Then he looked up, at Grant, at Lena, at Danielle. "Why would you know the handbook section?" he asked. Danielle checked her phone again. 11:57 p.m. 3 minutes. "Because I approved the policies you're about to enforce," she said. Grant tried to laugh again. It didn't work. Danielle reached into her messenger bag and placed a leather folder on the marble counter. Inside was a single printed page on corporate letterhead. Raymond leaned closer. His posture changed. "This is a performance report," he said quietly. Grant's face tightened. "That's confidential." Danielle's voice stayed calm. "So was your behavior." She turned her phone toward them again, not the reservation this time. A website loaded. Harbor Line Hospitality Group, executive leadership. Her headshot filled the screen. Same face, same woman. Different suit, Danielle Brooks. Chief Executive Officer, majority stakeholder. The lobby went silent. No laughter, no whispers. Just the soft ping of live stream notifications as the internet realized what it was seeing. Grant took a step back. "That's not possible," he said. "It's documented," Danielle replied. Lena's lips parted, but no sound came out. Tessa's hands hovered above the keyboard, shaking. Raymond kept his voice low. "You're the owner," Danielle nodded once. "I didn't come here to be recognized," she said. "I came here to observe." She opened her laptop and connected it to the lobby display. The hotel welcome message vanished. A new slide appeared. Operational audit, Harbor Line Grand Seattle. Revenue decline, guest satisfaction dropping, turnover rising, complaint logs flagged in red. "These aren't opinions," Danielle said. "They're patterns." Grant's breathing changed. Faster, shallower. Danielle clicked to another slide, complaint summaries with dates. "The words you used tonight," she said, "have been used here before." She looked at Grant. "You didn't invent this," she said. "You represent it." Then she looked at Lena. "And you enabled it." Danielle turned back to them, calm enough to feel final. "You have choices," she said. "Resign quietly tonight and I keep the reference neutral. Or stay and face termination with cause, legal review, and a public record tied to your name." She paused. 60 seconds. Grant swallowed hard. "I didn't know who you were," he said, voice cracking. Danielle's answer was simple. "You didn't need to." Grant unclipped his badge and placed it on the counter. "I resign." Lena followed seconds later, eyes wet. "I'm sorry," she whispered. Danielle didn't respond to the apology. She turned to Tessa. "And you?" Tessa's voice shook. "I was wrong," she said. "I laughed." I stayed quiet. Danielle watched her for a long beat. "Do you want to learn," she asked, "or repeat this somewhere else?" "I want to learn," Tessa said quickly. "I don't want to be that person again." Raymond stepped forward. "I hesitated," he said, "but I didn't act without proof." "That matters," Danielle replied. She closed the laptop. "This location enters reform status," she said. "Effective immediately." She printed her own room key. Penthouse Suite 51-7. 3 months later, the Harbor Line Grand looked the same from the outside. But inside, it felt different. Guest satisfaction rose to 4.6. Turnover dropped, 0 discrimination complaints. Raymond Cole now led guest relations, not as muscle, but as accountability. Tessa greeted guests with steady confidence, not nervous laughter. Near the entrance, a small brass plaque caught the light. "Every guest deserves dignity. No exceptions." Danielle stood once more where her card had been crushed, still dressed simply. Because power never needed a uniform, discrimination doesn't always shout. Sometimes it smiles, sometimes it laughs along. But systems change when someone exposes them. Danielle walked out into the Seattle rain, messenger bag on her shoulder. Not because someone was humiliated back, but because something was fixed. And dignity, once claimed, was no longer negotiable.